Hi, I'm Marge or Margie. Either way, I'm happy to go along with that. My friends call me Margie, so I'm okay with that as well. So here you go. But what have you done, or have you ever thought what would happen after you lose a job after the age of 50? You know how hard it is to market yourself for the job. You know, you've been at a job that you absolutely loved, then you get the carpet thrown out of you and you're told, oh, sorry, no more work. Or your job's being eliminated, so you're no longer relevant, or we're not going this way, we're going some other way, and you're not going to be a part of it. Okay, you know, when you lose your job, you're going to be so shocked. You're going to feel so much sadness. You're going to feel fear. You're going to start grieving. You're even going to be angry because you're like, what did I do? You know? What I want you to do is start to think about something other than losing your job. I know, it's hard. It's dramatically hard, you know, but, you know, maybe if you have gotten a severance on it, you know, trust me, I understand with the severance packages and stuff like that. But if you have a severance package that lasts you for a while, you know, maybe you should go back to school. And no, I don't mean something using psychology or anything like that. But, you know, maybe going back to school, I'm going to give you some training tips. Or maybe you could be the mentor on someone who is young, starting out 22, 25, whatever, and they're just starting out in the business or starting out on their job. Maybe you can be a coach. Or how you can teach kids how to deal with a difficult boss. You know exactly what I mean. You know, I've just gotten to the point where I have been starting to enjoy life. I went through the whole shebang of grieving and woe is me, and I decided to do something about it. In January, I took a really hard look at myself, and I really wanted to know what do I want to do? My favorite thing is traveling. I love to travel. If I can see everything and go anywhere, hey, I'm for it. I'm for it, you know. And I think that's why I decided to start a travel agency, honestly. Today I just took a break as my neck has been irritating and I can't comprehend anything today. So I decided just to take some me time. I am working on a blanket, as you can tell, and I have been working on bags. This one I made last year. I absolutely love making my bags. I crochet, and I think part of Imagine Over 50 is about reaching your inner child. That doesn't mean you have to give up. It doesn't mean that you have, oh gosh, I lost my job and shut the door. No, that does not what that means. You don't even need to stay into your own head, and that happens a lot. Just stop, honestly. You know, I started this YouTube channel because I wanted to share my hopes, my dreams, what it was when I was thinking about life as a teenager. In the teenager years, I wanted to be in broadcasting. I absolutely love broadcasting. That's my job. That's what I do. But when somebody says, hey, you're irrelevant or your job's been eliminated, we can no longer see you, then you have to think of other things to do. So I decided to start creating my own podcasts, such as Imagine Over 50. I started a Facebook page for Imagine Over 50. And you can even email me at imagineover50@gmail.com. But I want to start becoming more relevant for yourself. Maybe you always wanted to travel the world and you're thinking, oh, I want to go to the Caribbean. Okay, let's go to the Caribbean. You might see something that you might like. Or what I did last week is that my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law were celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. And it was actually a nice time. We went to Myrtle Beach, and my sister and brother-in-law decided to rent a penthouse. Boy, was that thing nice. It was gorgeous. But our view from the back was the ocean. And I loved every moment of it, you know. And we even went on the walk on a beach. And yes, we saw dead jellyfish. And no, I didn't go bothering them or trying to check them out because I don't know what's going to be left over with them near jellyfish. So I left them alone. But I have been watching Nemo, and there was a story where the turtle says, you've been taking on the jellies. So there you go. I just had to start becoming that philosophical lightheartedness of, hey, there's the jellies. So, but, you know, when you have lost your job, you're going to be okay. You may be working for a paycheck or looking out for the paycheck, but I do understand that too, you know. Just go out, meet new people. Maybe if you're over 55, you can join a senior center and meet up with other people, you know. But the whole point is to take care of yourself. You know, the job market's the way it's at right now, and it's craziness. I get it. But if I saw my best friend and they said, I just lost my job, I don't know what I'm going to do. I understand that too, because I've been there, you know. But I would often ask, what did you want to be when you were growing up? That's a hard question, but not really. As kids, when you were a child, you would dream about something. You would start creating stuff. You would start taking a coloring book and start coloring. You would take a coloring pens or pencils or construction paper, and you would create something out of that. For me, because I do love to travel and I love to see the world, I have begun my travel agency. I finished out the first quarter, and I could not believe I have received like 9 certificates from suppliers that I am working with. And my problem I have is I start thinking of going to these places. And so when I'm training and I am so in touch with my inner child, I can feel like I'm already there. And that's the best part about being, you know. So become your inner child at times, you know. Be creative if you want to be creative. Maybe you start not watching the news, because I mean right now the news is so frustrating at times, and you know, you hear that there's a war over here and you see there's a war over and somewhere else, and I just think you just need to be out of your own bubble a little bit. Learn again if you need to. Take some certification courses if you want to. Me, because I do my editing and stuff like that, so I am still involved with my broadcasting, but I'm just doing it in a different way. So there you go. You know what? Subscribe. Listen to us on Imagine Over 50. Come up with some ideas if you want to hear back, and I'll talk to you soon. In the meantime, I want you to have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Bye.